Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today in this video. I want to share with you the productivity tools that I'm using to keep my YouTube channel going. You know, I started YouTube back in 2009, and about 2 years ago, I decided that I would go live every weekend, and I've done that every single weekend. And what's made the job much easier for me, and these tools will also help you so you can stay productive on the platform. So these are the 5 tools that I want to introduce you to today. They are the Elgato Stream Deck. Talked about that in last week's video, so you can find more information in the YouTube card there. Restream.io. EcammLive, which is my favorite live streaming platform and the one that I'm actually using right now. And the YouTube Starter Kit from Roberto Blake. We're going to take a little behind the scenes look at the YouTube Starter Kit. And last but not least, everybody's favorite Chrome extension for YouTube, TubeBuddy. So that's what's coming up today. So let's get started. I want to say hi to Mona. Hi, Mona. And you see, I'm bringing up this comment on screen, and that's because of the beauty of EcammLive. So just wanted to get that one out of the way. We'll talk more about EcammLive coming up in a minute. And I see that I have 3 viewers here, and I also see that I'm getting some thumbs up. So, hey, if you're one of those viewers that's here live, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so we can get started with the tools. So, the Elgato Stream Deck. Oh my gosh. This tool has just changed my workflow tremendously. So I'm going to share with you really quickly what it looks like. I'm using another tool to show the Stream Deck, and we'll talk about that in another video. Today we're just talking productivity. This other tool is just fancy frills. All right, so there is the Stream Deck. Now, right here on this screen, you're seeing on this, I guess you could call it a page of the Stream Deck. You're seeing the things that I have set up for YouTube. But I want to hit this arrow, the back arrow there, so you can see that I have a lot of things set up that are related to this EcammLive platform that I use, and also with the like the picture-in-picture and all of that. And also the sound controls, and also I can bring in some little background sounds. You may not be able to hear that as well right now. Also want to say howdy to my friend Larry Snow. He just entered the room. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over. You notice I have the YouTube icon up at the very top. That's the one that's going to take me to the page where I have all the YouTube settings. And Larry mentioned that there is also an Elgato Stream Deck Mini. Yes, I have seen it, Larry. And howdy, Tish Rosales is here too. Yeah, so just so you'll know, there is a mini version of the Stream Deck. Now, the products that I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to share with you today, nobody is sponsoring this video. However, I am an affiliate for just about all these products except one. So you can get this Elgato Stream Deck, or if you want the mini version, and it works with Mac and PC, and you can get them at my Amazon shop, and that link is in the description, but it's amazon.com/shop/Ileane Smith. So let's get that out of the way. All right, so let's go back to what it looks like here. So here's some of the things that you can do and why it's great for productivity. As you see there, it has a 5 there on the little person icon. That's because there's 5 people here. Now, if I just needed to go over to my Facebook page really quickly, I could click on that button, and that would take me there. Now, if I want to put out a message in the chat. Notice how that turned green? You'll see, and I'll show you on the screen here, that this promo message went out to everybody who's in the chat. Thanks for joining the stream. Please give the video a like if you're new. Here's where you subscribe for the latest videos and a link to my channel. And that's just from a one button click on the Stream Deck. Also, I have another, if I was ever having any audio issues or concerns about audio issues, then that would be, I would click on that button. And Larry is saying no link for Amazon. Larry, can you hear? I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I did call out the link, and it's also in the description. The link is Amazon.com/shop/Ileane Smith. That takes you to my shop where you'll see all the products, the gear, and you'll see a gear set of tools that is for smoother live streams. That's where you'll find the Elgato. So yes, I did mention the link, but thank you so much, Larry, for reminding me, just in case. All right, so now I also can set this up, as I mentioned, to do a sound check with everyone. And I just clicked that button and I said, hi, is the audio and video good on the stream today? So if I was concerned about that. Larry was asking about a Ileane.link, short link. No, because I know that Amazon is very particular about the links that they want you to promote. They don't want you to use your branding. This is important because a lot of you guys may be Amazon affiliates. So I'm going to come back on screen here. And that's why you don't hear me say Ileane.link/Amazon. Because even though that might take you there, I know that Amazon is very fussy and very particular. They want their branding. They want us as affiliates to promote their brands. Their brand, the Amazon brand, and this is why they give us these influencer pages. And I believe Larry has one as well. My friend Daryl Eves, he's the one who told me about the program. But Amazon wants you to promote the Amazon brand. And I'm fine with that, because without the Amazon brand, I wouldn't have my hot little hands on this Elgato Stream Deck. Okay? So and it may be perfectly fine, but that's okay. I think you'll remember the Amazon link probably quicker than you remember my links anyway. So that's another productivity tool that I can show you. And that one is back in the first page here. And I'm going to just put that Amazon link up on the screen. Amazon.com/shop/Ileane Smith. And just so you can see, because we're going to segue over into this tool here, the EcammLive, in a minute. But through Elgato Stream Deck, which easily let me open up that text editor inside of EcammLive, and then I was able to get that text quickly up on screen. Okay, so now, for some of you, you might say, okay, even with the Elgato Stream Deck, all right, there is a sort of a barrier to entry for that because it costs money, you know? And I know some folks, some of my friends would say, hey, I can't afford it. You know, I do want to let you know that there are also other alternatives for the automating of these messages that go out into your live stream chat. That's really important. I don't know if I had a chance to stress that earlier. This is for your live stream chat, okay? So it doesn't work in your comment section or anything like that. This is when you're live, so that you don't have to stop and type these messages. You can just click a button and say, hey, this is what I want you guys to do, or what I'm referring to. So really quickly, let me just take you over there though to show you the Stream Deck. And I got a bunch of windows open here. You see my notes back there too. And so when you go over to my Amazon shop, this is what it looks like. And you'll see my little beauty section that I put there. I probably need to move things around. So this smoother live streams section would be on top. And with this smoother live stream section, you'll see that I have the Stream Deck, which is $100, and the Stream Deck, which is $140, and the Stream Deck Mini, which is $100. So honestly, you could probably just save a few bucks by go ahead and get the Mini. So, and it'll work just the way I describe the regular Stream Deck. It's just got less buttons, and so it makes it a little bit more buttons for you to click to get to the button that you want to perform the task. Okay, because that's basically what it is. It's like a keyboard, but it's a hybrid keyboard that lets you perform certain tasks. Now, on YouTube, the tasks are limited because it's really focused on gaming, the gaming community. So there, if you are a gamer, or if you're using OBS instead of the Ecamm, there's a lot of features in there that you can program actions inside of OBS, as well as some of the other live streaming tools. So basically any application that's on your computer, you can use this Elgato Stream Deck. If you're into Photoshop, you can program the Stream Deck for Photoshop, and that is on my to-do list for next week. All right, but for now, I wanted to talk specifically about YouTube productivity, because I know that a lot of you guys are stressing yourself out over YouTube and making this content. So anything that can make your YouTubing life easier is what I want to share with you today. And I also want to say thank you so much to my friend Tish Rosales, because she shared this over in the groups on Facebook Messenger. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Okay, so the other alternative for those who don't want to make the investment or can't make the investment in the Stream Deck, I will really quickly want to talk to you about the Nightbot. Now, I used to use Nightbot, and Nightbot, let me just go to a screen share, and Nightbot also will give you these automated messages in your chat. It won't do the Twitter thing that I mentioned, but it will give you what's called timers, and messages will go out on a timer. So there's a disadvantage of that. Now, the Nightbot is free, and you just go to nightbot.tv and sign in with your Twitch or with your YouTube. Now, the disadvantage of the Nightbot is that you have to set up pre-selected times. So that's not going to help you if you just want to put out a quick message like this one that I just put out, even though I said that earlier, to subscribe to the channel. So this way I don't have to wait for 20 minutes. Maybe I see that 6 new people came in, because I see there's 6 people here now. Hello, everybody. Say hi in the chat and connect up with each other. And so I want to put that message out there when I see folks coming in. With the Nightbot, I am restricted because it's based on timers. Okay? So, but it's an alternative. It's something to get you started if you don't have the money for the Stream Deck, or if you just want to see how it works. What's the experience like? Using those auto-generated messages. Now, also for the Elgato, this is, like I mentioned earlier, the Twitter. And let me show you that. Let's get over here to the tweet that I sent out. And then I'm also going to just show you. I moved this around. Sorry, it's not in the same spot. So I already did the first promo. So now let's do the second. Hello, Ruth. Oh, before I hit the second promo button. Hello, Ruth. How are you, my dear? Great to see you. That's what's the 411 TV. Okay, so the second promo is where I went in and I told, as a matter of fact, before I tap the button, let me really quickly show you how to set it up, because that's something I haven't done yet. All right. And in the Stream Deck here. So I went over to the Twitter feature here and I grabbed the tweet. And then when you originally pull it into the button, it's blank. Okay, so let's just get rid of that one. I'll show you the one that I'm getting ready to share now. And that's this one. Today's topic is YouTube productivity tools. And it let me upload a thumbnail as well. And I gave this the name second promo because the first promo was I'm live, please join the stream. Now I'm getting more specific and saying what's going on the stream. Okay, so that's the actual software to set up the Stream Deck. But now let me come back on cam. Let me come back on cam with the Stream Deck and show you. Now I'm going to hit the second promo button and see this was all set up in there already, and that was a little check mark to say yes, it went through. Okay, and I think I may have done that one too many times, but we'll see in a minute. Okay, there it is. Yes, and actually I had two separate thumbnails for this video, and we're going to get to that very quickly, but let's move on to the next tool because I think you guys got the point about how you can save time with the Elgato Stream Deck. I did get a question that I want to address right now and say hi to my friend Gord. Gord, hello, my dear. Someone asked me if the Stream Deck worked with BeLive TV, and honestly, I could not answer that question because I don't use BeLive anymore. I just use Ecamm. BeLive is a fantastic tool. I just don't have any need for it now because I am using Ecamm. EcammLive is a one-time fee instead of BeLive, which is a monthly fee. And actually, I just, because I'm on a Mac. Now, if you're not on a Mac, go for BeLive. Okay? So, all right. So, hang on. All right. That's another thing that I'm going to want to put up on screen here is just for the EcammLive. Just give them their shout out now, even though we'll talk about it a little bit more in a minute. What I want to do now is go into Restream.io. Now, what's important about Restream.io? Restream.io is helpful when you want to multi-stream to different platforms. And I have shared this in a video before, but I just want to go over it because this is definitely a productivity tool. We think about repurposing your content, but you also think about, hey, I can be live in more than one place at a time. Now, be careful because some platforms don't allow you to stream or they don't want you to stream on multiple platforms. However, in the last 6 months, I have not heard anybody lose their privileges for live streaming for being on more than one platform. But you never know when the platform decides, we're going to crack down on that now. So for example, Twitch, as an affiliate of Twitch, you're not supposed to stream in more than one place. But I honestly have not seen anybody personally. Of course, I don't know a whole lot of people on Twitch. I know more people on Facebook because Facebook has that rule too. You're not supposed to multi-stream, and I see people multi-streaming every day. Facebook and YouTube, and I never see them get in trouble. So I just want you to take that with a grain of salt. Make sure you know the rules for the platform and make sure you know the stakes in the game if you were to get shut down or if they were to take your video down. Let's just hope you wouldn't get shut down. They might take a video down, okay? So don't say, Mama Ileane didn't tell you. Yeah, okay, and this is what I mean. Ruth is saying that Facebook doesn't like multi-streaming. I know, but I see people do it every day. In fact, the stream that you and I were on yesterday, Ruth and I are some of the big fans of the social media talk show from Social Media Examiner. And every Friday, they live stream to Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. at the same time. And they've been doing it for years. Never seen them get dinged. So this is what I mean. You know, the rules are out there, but sometimes the platforms don't really want to enforce those rules. But you just never know. I think if anybody were to enforce that rule, it would be Twitch. And as far as I know, YouTube does not have a restriction on multi-streaming. I've never heard anybody say that, and I've never seen it anywhere. So, with all that said, because that was a whole lot of disclaimers, wasn't it? If you want to multi-stream, let's take some platforms that I know don't have an issue. Let's just say you want to be live on YouTube and you want to be live on Periscope. Let's just make sure we keep it with the platforms that we know don't have these restrictions. And you're going to get comments coming in on both of these platforms. This tool, Restream.io, is going to help you bring in all of your comments at once. All right, so hang on, let me get the Restream.io dashboard up. And like I said, I have shared this tool before, but I want to go over it with you again. And so Mixer is another live streaming platform that you can use, and those guys are from Microsoft, so they may be young in the streaming landscape, but they're nobody to mess with because it's Microsoft, right? Okay, so I don't think they're going to disappear overnight. All right, so here's all the platforms that you can use. And you see here, there's Periscope. So all I would need to do is go in here and connect with Periscope, authorize it, and then what it will do, you still need a tool like Ecamm or OBS in order to actually do your stream, but it will bring all the comments in together. So now here it's telling me that what I would need to do is restart, which I'm not going to be doing multi-streaming now. I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to set up. And I do have some more questions come in, so let me come back on cam and take care of these questions here. So you can play roulette, then poof, one day you lose your channel. No, I don't think YouTube has any restrictions. So when you say channel, to me that means YouTube. And I've never seen anywhere on YouTube terms that says you can't stream to another platform. Facebook, I've heard. I don't actually read their terms, but I heard. And then also Twitch if you're an affiliate or a partner. But I've never heard a problem on YouTube. Never. If I'm wrong, you guys let me know. Hey, you can always tweet me. I know everybody that's here today knows they can always tweet me on Twitter at Ileane. That's Ileane. But some of you guys may be new, or if you're watching this in a replay and you're like, I know my friend, it happened to my friend. Let me tweet her. Do that and let me know, okay? All right. I would be the one Facebook would take down. Yes, be careful with your Facebook pages, guys and gals. But like I said, especially folks on Wirecast. In fact, another person that I'll give a shout out, there's other people, I'm not sure if they're multi-streaming, but one that I watch also every weekend when they go live is the new media show with Todd Cochran and Rob Greenlee. And I always have to struggle with, am I going to watch it on Facebook, because that's where they pay attention to the comments, or am I going to watch it on YouTube, because they don't use Restream.io. You know, Todd Cochran's using the TriCaster, but he needs to get down with Restream.io, and then he would have all his comments come in through Wirecast. Because a lot of times the YouTube comments get ignored, and he'll apologize. And he may realize it like towards the end of the show, which is exactly what happened today. He realized, he said, I apologize to the folks on YouTube. Yes, but being more productive would mean having a tool like Restream.io, which is free. They do have an upgrade for Facebook because, you know, I just told you Facebook's got issues. And we all know Facebook wants to make that money. It's the Services License Agreement with Platforms TOS and API. Read up on the legal docs to see if it will affect you and if the Restream services are in compliance. Thank you, Larry. I hope that my friends mentioning no names, Larry Snow, would do all that reading for me, because I ain't got time for all that. I just like to stream and go. But when you need help with the lingo, security, and mumbo jumbo, get in touch with Larry, because he's got a Patreon page, and you can definitely go over there and become a patron, and maybe he'll hook you up. All right. All right, so let's move on to our next tool, which is this one here, Ecamm. So Ecamm, what's so cool about Ecamm is that I can do this, where I can go back to the Stream Deck. I can do this, where I can have myself and the Stream Deck side by side. I can use Skype to bring someone in for an interview. And in fact, I can bring in more than one person for a panel or for an interview via Skype. And Ecamm. Ecamm, one of the things that I've been working on, guys, this is kind of like a little story behind the scenes, even though I'm talking about productivity. One of the things that I've been working on is my next course, right? So I've been doing all this research on making sure I find a course that you guys are really, really interested in. So one of the suggestions was, listening to your comments and to the feedback. And there's so many different ways that I can bring the comments, or even from the live chat, I can resurrect those comments. But sometimes when I'm live, I will trim down, when I'm talking about live on YouTube, I will trim down the video like I did with last week's video. So that means all that live chat is gone. But really, it's not, because when I record with Ecamm, it also makes an SRT file of those comments. So I have all the comments from all the EcammLive videos that I've been doing since they introduced the SRT file, maybe about 5 or 6 months ago. And so I don't ever have to worry about losing those comments. So that is a great source of topic ideas, of course modules, of course ideas based on your comments, guys. So, so Larry says, so you can use the deck with Anchor or other podcast hosts. Larry, that's a good question about Anchor. Let's take a look. I got a feeling you can't use it with Anchor, because the thing about the Stream Deck is that it works with an application on your computer. And Anchor, you can record on your computer, but it's browser-based. So now if I was to go to the Anchor website and go into that creation tool and see that there was a shortcut key, or what they call a hotkey for recording, which I don't know that there is, because if I record on Anchor, I usually don't ever do it from desktop. But I know, like Beauty Bubble, she just came in. She does. Beauty Bubble is here. Oh, don't worry about being tardy, my dear. I'm just so glad you're here. So now let's just go over to Anchor. And you know what? Honestly, because your question really is about podcasting, not so much about Anchor. Let's go to another app that I actually would use and that I actually have on my to-do list for me to set up with the Stream Deck, and that is the Spreaker app. Because the Spreaker Studio is an application that's downloaded. It's not a browser-based. They do have a browser-based, but I'm talking about the application. Okay, so Larry says, do you have a nickname for the deck? Lexi or Lexi, perhaps Dexy? I like Dexy. I think I'll go with that. But Dexy seemed like that would be for the mini. But I don't have the mini. I'm thinking about getting it, though. That reminds me, because this question came up with one of the young ladies that's in the Facebook group for Ecamm. she couldn't figure out why her picture-in-picture wasn't showing up when she followed my instructions about how to set up the picture-in-picture. And here we got on a one-on-one over in appear.in. You guys may know about appear.in. If not, just check out my archives. I have a video about that. And it's really good for doing troubleshooting with someone else because we can both screen share. So lo and behold, she had all these lower thirds and all of her branding going across her screen. And no, nothing against this young lady because she's absolutely brilliant. She's gorgeous. She does amazing live streams. But she has so many lower thirds that her picture-in-picture was showing up. It was just hidden behind the lower third. And she thought it wasn't working. But I saw it right away because I just saw this little flash out the corner of my eye. She's looking all over at the top of the screen, not seeing it because she had moved her picture-in-picture down to the bottom and it was hiding behind her lower third. And I just think that was so ironic because folks who've been around here a long time know I don't like lower thirds. Because I feel like this. You guys are here. You're watching me. I don't think I need to keep telling you you're watching me. Because you're watching me. Maybe I'm wrong. One day it'll be proved that I'm wrong. That somebody will say, I'm watching this girl, but I have no idea who she is. Well, that's okay. You're watching. That's what counts. Okay. And it's Ileane. By the way, okay, so let's open up the Spreaker Studio real quick. And this is kind of an aside. We didn't even get to our other 3 tools yet, but that's okay because when Larry Snow has a question, we got to answer it. All right, so a new update is available. Please restart the app to get the latest version. Oh, darn you. See what happens when you're not prepared? Okay, we'll come back to that in the end. Okay, so, because that is a good question, Larry, but we'll come back to it since I had to restart the app. And then, of course, they're going to tell me what's new and all that stuff. Okay, I don't have time for that. All right. Okay, so the next thing on our list, okay, EcammLive. I didn't even... Lower third is good for branding. I get that. I understand what the point of the lower third is good for branding, Ruth. And this is just my own personal thing. This is not even what I'm teaching you guys. I'm just telling you as my own personal thing. I don't like lower thirds. I don't think they make that much sense. But I understand why people use them. Okay. But I just thought it was ironic that she was looking for that thing for over 24 hours and it was hiding behind her lower third. Okay. Alrighty, so Larry is so silly sometimes because he likes lower eighths. Yeah, because he's behind the 8 ball. All right, guys. The starter kit from Roberto Blake. Remember I said earlier that I had 2 thumbnails for this video? Let's see if I can get one of them up. Okay, this is the one that I used, that I generated from the YouTube starter kit. And let me tell you what the YouTube starter kit is. The YouTube starter kit is a series of graphics that Roberto Blake has put together. And right now, there's 7 packs in the YouTube starter kit. And from those 7 packs, there's all different variations of YouTube thumbnails that, I guess I'll say, they pop. They get the click. They get attention. Once you have the YouTube starter kit, you pretty much know that all of the design aspects are there. You don't have to tweak much, except maybe change the image. In my case, I like to have my own image, unless I'm talking about a product, like maybe on the Stream Deck. Maybe I would have a picture of the Stream Deck. Or Um, and Larry saying darn straight. And so with the starter kit, and you can find it at Ileane.link/starter kit. He also gives you some brand for your YouTube banner. And he gives you some lower thirds. So those of you who like lower thirds, so all you have to do is change it. How much, you know what, honestly, you have to click on this link right now because that thought has gone out of my head. But that's a good question. Why wasn't I prepared with that? I don't know, Carla. But I'm going to put the link in the chat here. And please click on it. And like I said, this is not sponsored, but I am an affiliate for all these products except the Restream.io because that's free. Okay, so I just put that starter kit, and here's that link for anybody who's watching, Ileane.link/starter kit, and that better work. And what I should have done was program that in the Elgato, but I wasn't thinking ahead. Sorry. I got a little distracted sitting up there watching the new media show before I went live. So here, let me get at least the right screen share up here so you can see, you know, even the little artwork for the starter kit. Now, just so you know, Roberto has a lot of things over here in the school. And it's a store and a school, but he has a mentoring program. He's got the coaching. He's got formula for awesome videos. He's got the channel reviews in 30 minutes. And he's got the pre-order for the crash course for the analytics and the starter kit, which right now is $99 USD. So I highly recommend it. I've been using it a ton. Now I also have an alternate for my thumbnails, which is the artist that works for my daughter. And I'm just going to show you the one that's based loosely on something that she created for me. Oh, wow. Didn't open up. I must have been in a YouTube, in the Photoshop file. Sorry, hang on. Guys, let me show you that other thumbnail. That one. There you go. Yeah, I was in the Photoshop version. Okay, so that's it just so happened after I'd done this, because I used a design that she made for a different video. After I'd done this, and then I was like, duh, you're going to be talking about the starter kit. You got to... So I have two, and that's going to segue me over... No, I'm not ready to segue yet. Forget the segue. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so... Ecamm, once again, lets me bring in those overlays with the images. It lets me bring in the videos so I could bring in my little jingle. If, anybody here wants to hear the jingle. If you want to hear the jingle, let me know. Type yes into the chat. And Larry says $99. Thank you, Larry. And Roberto is updating these. He just added another pack of thumbnail designs. And this is also what I wanted to say about that. If you don't have Photoshop, now I use Photoshop, but he also has the files there for those of you who use Canva. And I wish my friend Pam Gomez were here, because I know she loves Canva, and I do believe Larry uses Canva as well, and maybe Gord does. And I know Tish, she may use that because she loves to make designs and things like that. So Carla, I'm not sure if you're using that. Oh, and Beauty Bubble, she uses Canva. So the templates are there in Canva, and all you have to do is switch out and put your title, your logo, or whatever it is that you have. And so it's just a template that you don't have to worry about. What kind of elements should I have in this? Or is this the right font, or is it too small, or is it too yellow, or is it, you don't have to worry about any of that. And he's got all the shading there, the drop shadows, and all of it is done like an expert. Yes, Carla says she loves Canva. So I use the Photoshop, like I said, but I know that Canva has it's almost become like, I Googled it. It's almost like I Canva'd it. It's like a household name, basically. And Larry said Canva business. That's the plan that Larry has. So, fantastic. And so, there was 2 versions, and that segues me over into the last productivity tool, the productivity tool you guys all know and love, TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy for the win. Now, reason why I say it segues over into TubeBuddy is because TubeBuddy has a split testing tool where I can, at some point, I think I have to have a certain number of views, I could go in there and split test my thumbnails in case I wanted to see which one actually got more clicks. Ileane is a PicMonkey junkie. I do like PicMonkey, but I only use PicMonkey like if I just want to resize an image, I'll use PicMonkey. And then sometimes I'm like, why don't I just use the thing built-in tool on Mac? I just get used to PicMonkey sometimes. And PicMonkey has that hub that I can upload things and then it's available for me on my phone. But I really don't use it as much as you might think. I use Photoshop more than I use anything else. And so, yeah. So TubeBuddy, you can A/B split test your thumbnails to find out which one gets more clicks. And YouTube has this new dashboard now where we can see our click-through rate. And so you'll see how many impressions your videos got. And oh, Larry said, I thought you were crazy about it. I do love PicMonkey. I just don't get enough chance to use it because I'm usually using Photoshop. So especially now that I have the starter kit. So even if I make a thumbnail with the starter kit, then I'm using Photoshop. Or even if I make a thumbnail or edit a thumbnail that Brianna from Better Than Success, let me give her a shout out, Brianna Arrington. Hey, girl is so talented. Then I also have to use Photoshop. So, yeah. And actually for this, and I don't know how Roberto has done it with the layers in Canva, because Canva's layers are different than PicMonkey layers. And I'm not sure how PicMonkey would work. Like, I don't know that you could make a template like that in PicMonkey. But PicMonkey just upgraded, so I haven't looked into that yet. So maybe that would be a way that it could work. Okay, so just really quickly, I mentioned Brianna and talking about how thorough she is, and I just don't want y'all to think that I'm just saying that because she works for my daughter. But I'll just give you a quick look at some thumbnails that she just made for me. And the only thing I can say is, girl, you're so talented. You're just so talented. I sure wish I could be. And some of these videos, I haven't even made the video yet. I'm just looking ahead, right? So anyway, let me just share them with you real quick. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try to make it as less messy as possible. Okay, that was good. It just went to the chat. All right, hang on. Finder. Okay, so I'm going to do a video about how I reach 1 million views. And so and I also get her to give me different sizes. Now, that's the other thing. The advantage of me using Brianna or getting these from Brianna is that I also can get it as an IGTV cover or a stories, and a square. So I get the different sizes. Roberto is going to have the YouTube sizes. And I do believe that he's coming out with a second pack for Instagram and IGTV. So then here's another one about audio quality, which that's an old video. I just have not uploaded that thumbnail yet. Then here's one about growing your podcast, which I altered for the Facebook that I did yesterday where I talked about podcasting myths of Anchor. And then here's one about making money with your show. which I just thought that was so cute. And then this improve your studio lighting. This was like a 350,000% better than that corny thumbnail that I made for that particular video. So if you can afford a designer, then you want to check out Brianna from Better Than Success. So now let's talk a little bit more about TubeBuddy, okay? And take a quick review first. The Elgato Stream Deck or the Stream Deck Mini, and as an alternative, the Nightbot, just to get the chat going. Restream.io to bring all of your streaming comments together into one, and that works with Ecamm. So, and I've done it before where I had Periscope comments coming in because I was live on YouTube and Periscope at the same time. I'm not going to do that today, though. EcammLive, YouTube Starter Kit from Roberto Blake, and TubeBuddy. So one more thing I want to say about TubeBuddy. You know, I talked about this last week about the YouTube hashtags. Where's my hashtagologist? YouTube hashtags. YouTube hashtags. So what are you going to do? Are you going to use them? Are you going to just like, oh, well, they sound like another failed experiment from YouTube and I'm not even going to try? Well, it would be really easy if you have TubeBuddy that you could go in there and make global changes, because TubeBuddy has what's called a bulk editor. I'm not even going to show you today because I've shown it on at least 3 different videos here. And I've showed it for different purposes. Like, I think the last video where I was talking about the bulk editor is when I started my new Facebook page, which is the Ileane, Miss Ileane Speaks Facebook page. And I wanted to add that link to every video. And I sat here, and it only took about, I don't know, 3 minutes. And I have hundreds of videos, okay? So you could do the same thing with hashtag. And of course, with the bulk editor, you don't have to add the same hashtag to every video. But I mean, most of you guys probably don't have 300 videos like I do, or maybe some of you do, because I know, like Beauty Bubble, she's always streaming, and she goes live multiple times a week. So, and so does Gord. He's always streaming. So the bulk editor is very sweet, and it would be great to use this for specific playlists. So you can add those hashtags by playlist. So I set up a playlist, a new playlist that was specific to YouTube Live. Okay, because I got a bunch of live streaming playlists, right? Live streaming on your desktop, live streaming from mobile, live streaming from Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. Okay. And so then I realized, you know what? People are searching for YouTube Live. So I used the YouTube Live, hashtag YouTube Live, and I only put 5 videos in the playlist because my friend Jeremy Vest, who's now working with vidIQ, he made the suggestion. This is something that he's done, a strategy that he's done for big brands. And he was talking on the vidIQ live stream the other day. Rob is the guy from vidIQ who was interviewing Jeremy. And Jeremy was saying that, 4 to 5 videos in a playlist is great. And, I'm definitely violating those rules because I had some playlists that, oh, there's my hashtagologist. Okay, thank you. I woke you up, didn't I? YouTube hashtags, and I just figured I'm not going to go all out and just go nuts and go back over 300 some videos and put hashtags out there because they're going to need different hashtags. But if you have a playlist with 4 to 5 videos and they all need that hashtag, put it in there. But if you want to do that more quickly, because you're going to put together now maybe 10 playlists with 4 to 5 videos in it. I think you guys can all do that. You all have at least that many videos. I know Carla's got a ton of videos, right? 4 to 5, and and even if it's 3, 2, I wouldn't even consider that as a playlist unless they were really long live streams. But you want to stick to like 4 to 5. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow and listen to Jeremy. Jeremy has always been a mentor for me for YouTube because he used to have the VidPal podcast. And actually, that podcast used to be with Tim Schmoyer. And then it transferred over from the guy from Hey Now. Oh, darn it. I can't remember his name. Dane. Dane used to be part of that. And he has the unique, Dane's been around for a while because he's got the unique domain name of Hey. Hey.com. Hey.com. So, he's pretty much a marketing genius. And so, anyhow, this is not the first time I've heard Jeremy say this, to make shorter, smaller playlists that are, hey, Patricia A. Murray is here, that are, really targeted. And I think that would be a way that I think the hashtag might make more sense. Use the TubeBuddy bulk editor and add those hashtags in the description. Okay? Because now there's a little controversy about whether the hashtag needs to be in the title or in the description. Some people are getting confused when they see it in the title, because in the title, when you put the hashtag in the title, it changes the color of the text. And that conversation was just driving me nuts. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to put mine in the description. And, but there's just so many things that you can use TubeBuddy for. I just brought that up because I know that's something I never covered before, to use the bulk editor in TubeBuddy. Now, of course, you have to have the paid plan. That doesn't work with the free one. However, if you don't have TubeBuddy, hi, Barb T. How are you? If you don't have TubeBuddy, now's the time to sign up. Get that free 30-day trial of all the pro features, and then you can use the bulk editor to go ahead and add in all your hashtags. But I do want to say that the jury is still out on this whole hashtag thing. Okay, it's new, shiny new object on YouTube. For now, is the hashtags. But either way, TubeBuddy is an awesome productivity tool, and it saved me countless hours. In fact, TubeBuddy even has a bit of a tracker inside of the TubeBuddy website. Once you're logged in, it'll tell you how much time it saved you. And let's see if I can find where that is. Usage statistics. And then I can share it with you. You can also sign up for brand alerts so that every time your brand is mentioned, speaking of branding, Ruth, I don't know if you were aware of that. Okay, hang on. Let me get the tool usage. Okay, this is giving you guys behind the scenes here on my TubeBuddy. And so I actually saved $7,040 in productivity costs. Okay, I've had brand alerts. I've had, the suggested tags. Oh, goodness. TubeBuddy has saved my neck several times on the tags. And I know they said the tags were not that important, but lo and behold, it's been a few times when I've changed up my tags, and all of a sudden, I start getting more views on my videos, okay? And that was because of TubeBuddy. Notifications, commenting, brand alerts. The find and replace tool saved me 79 hours. So, guys, I practice what I preach. I've been telling you guys about that bulk editor and a bulk find and replace. And, yeah, because I used it. I didn't just use it when I was making the videos. Yeah. Okay, and Barb, she loves TubeBuddy. Way, great. And, I know Barb probably has a few channels that she's using it on. And make sure you go into that tool, Barb, and, you get to see just how much time it's saving you. And this was the all-time one. Now, so over the last 30 days, it saved me $280. Okay? And this is only if I put in here my time was worth $20 an hour. I think I get paid more than that at work. So I don't know why I put $20. This is old. I need to update that. My time is worth at least $175 an hour, but that's okay. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to leave it as, because then it's just going to be astronomical. And when I come in here to show you guys, you'll be like, what? It didn't save you millions of dollars. So I'll just leave it at 20. Okay, so let's see. Do you guys have any questions? Most of the questions that came in were based around the Elgato Stream Deck. And, oh, Patricia, I love this little, the emoji, it's emoji, an emoji that you posted. It looks so much cuter if I share the chat rather than posting it up there with. Let me do it that way. Let me grab the chat because I just thought that was so cool. I love that little emoji, Pat. Thank you, dear. You must be working, and you're once again multitasking. Once again, you're not giving me your undivided attention, Pat. Barb is saying that was minimum wage. Okay, so yeah, most of your questions were about the Elgato Stream Deck. And I think maybe now is the time we can just go over here. And I'm not even sure that there are hotkeys to be used with the Spreaker tool. So kind of putting me on the spot here with this question, Larry. So let's just move everything around here. And I'm just trying to think if there's another. Oh, I always said that I was going to set up some actions within Photoshop. I know Photoshop has a ton of hotkeys. And by the way, you guys, any of you guys using the oh, wait a minute, I saw a little funkiness there. Oh, okay. Any of you guys using ScreenFlow? I know Larry uses it. Did you notice that they wanted us to buy and upgrade? I'm just curious to know if you purchased it. Yep, working on the August issue. If I don't multitask, it doesn't get done. I get you. I know. I understand. I was multitasking. I actually did some cleaning in here today while I was listening to the new media show. Oh. Okay. So on Photoshop. All right. This is how you would see. Now I can screen share it now that I know what I'm looking at here. All right, let me get my ducks all in a row, guys. And I actually can turn off the Elgato. No, I don't want to turn off the Elgato Stream Deck. Take that back. Okay, let's go here. And Photoshop sometimes puts a strain on the system, and when I've got Ecamm going too. So I got a lot of stuff going here. So if anything goes wonky, guys, just understand this is the bonus content that will probably only benefit those of you who are here live. Anyway, so up at the top of Photoshop, you see that there's commands. Like if I wanted to start a new document, that would be Command N. You guys know I go back and forth between the PC world and the Mac world, so I got to remember what Command and Control and okay. So, or if I wanted to open a file, it would be Command O. Let's see what other shortcuts we have here. Let's just open something really quickly. Now I'm not using a Stream Deck yet, but let's go to the Photoshop files here. So this is one from the Roberto Blake's starter kit, okay? So now let's see if I'm getting more commands available to me. So if I wanted to do a save as, so I've got the Photoshop file open now, so I could save time, be more productive if I save this as, because I want to save it as either a PNG file or a JPEG, right? Because you can't upload the Photoshop to YouTube. Or if I'm going to be using this on Twitch as well, then I would set up the Stream Deck so that Shift Command S would save as. Okay, so let's see if we can get that working. Now, the thing about using Stream Deck and setting up Stream Deck is that the program that you want to make the hotkey for has got to be the active program. All right, so trying to make this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And let me close my picture-in-picture out. Open that up. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Open up the Stream Deck first. The Stream Deck software, okay? So now I'm going to go to a whole new page. So on YouTube here, I can make a new folder if I wanted to. But I'll just leave, even though this is for Photoshop, I'll just leave that here for Photoshop. So I'm going to use the hotkey. All right. Now, remember, it has to be the active program. So I don't know how this is going to work because actually I'm using Ecamm, but we'll try it. All right. So the active program is going to be Shift Command S. All right. So I want it to be Photoshop. And then I Shift Command S. Click the wrong thing. Shift Command S. Okay. Nope, it thought I was taking a screenshot. So now, oh, it opened up Screencast-O-Matic. Darn it. So yeah, I can't do that while I'm on here on Ecamm. Sorry guys, I wanted to do a quick demo, but yeah, you can't use Ecamm and then try to program the deck, not for these other applications, because when you do these different keystrokes, sometimes it thinks that you're evoking another application. In that case, it thought I was evoking Screencast-O-Matic, not Photoshop. So sorry about that. So I would have to pre-record that. It's not a good idea for me to try to show you how to do that while I'm live here on Ecamm. Okay? Whew. That was a little crazy because I didn't know what it was opening. And then I saw Screencast-O-Matic. So let's see. What? My dear friend Tish says, as a matter of fact, watching on the iPad mini and working on the MacBook Air, you multitasker you. But Ileane, I am watching and listening. Hence, as Patricia said, multitasking. Wait, I got to get to see what all those little emojis that you have there. They look so cute. Oh, man, wait. I got to get the Chrome. There you go. Oh, thank you. With the hearts, with the smile, and the dimples. That's what it is. That reminds me of my daughter. Speaking of dimples. So, guys, yep. Productivity tools. Elgato Stream Deck. Restream.io. EcammLive. YouTube Starter Kit from Roberto Blake. And TubeBuddy. And all of the links are in the description for this video. One other call to action that I have for you guys who are here. Can you please give the video a thumbs up? And also, if you have any questions or comments, always come back and leave a comment on the video. I get lots of questions and so forth and comments in the chat. But for some reason, not getting as many comments on my videos. I don't know why. Oh, suddenly. And so Ruth is multitasking as well. And I love it. I love that you guys are multitasking and making me one of your tasks. And if you have a productivity app for YouTube, a YouTube productivity app, please, please, please let me know. Type in the chat or leave a comment on the video. I know a lot of folks use OBS, so, instead of the EcammLive, or, I thought I saw a comment about vMix. Hang on. Something about vMix that I think you said, Ruth. But I've never used vMix in order to answer that question, which I actually can't find it. Darn it. But I do remember out the corner of my eye seeing that you said something about vMix. And unfortunately, I've never... Oh, what about vMix for PC users? Yeah. I hear it works great. And it's a problem. It only works with PC. Now, I have my other computer. It's actually my work PC. But this is my workhorse, my iMac. So it's great to have those alternatives over on the PC side. And I do understand that vMix is one of them. And I do think that most folks, though, however, if they're not using Ecamm, they're using OBS. Unfortunately, okay? Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I just never wanted to use OBS, but I have nothing against people who use it. We need comments on live videos afterwards to increase visibility on YouTube. Yeah. Yep. Yes. YouTube likes for you to have comments. Yes. Always did. Ecamm only works on Mac. I don't know if that was a question or not, or a statement, but either way, it's 100% correct, and that's not going to change. It's actually two brothers are the developers of this app, and they are Apple developers. So I don't think that it makes sense for them to go out and learn how to be a Windows developer from scratch when there's other tools out there, I think the advantage also, we talked about BeLive earlier, and I mentioned that somebody asked me would the Elgato work with BeLive, and I really don't know the answer to that, but I think it probably won't. But the disadvantage of BeLive, and nothing against BeLive, I think BeLive is a cool tool, and I've got my tutorials here about that as well, but BeLive is only for Facebook. It's only for Facebook. You can't be live into YouTube. So that's what I think should happen. BeLive needs to make a YouTube tool. I would use that. Even though I'm perfectly happy with my Ecamm. But, I would love to see BeLive go into another platform. And, of course, the logical one would be YouTube. They're not going to go into Twitch. I mean, let's face that. And it was a statement. Okay, and then Ruth said, I usually leave comments when I watch the replay. You sure do, Ruth, and I so appreciate you for that, my dear. And Tish will leave comments as well. Yeah, and I guess it's just also just makes me feel good, because one of the things in the TubeBuddy checklist is TubeBuddy, because you get a checklist whenever you upload a video or go live or whatever. And one of the things on that checklist is, did you give a comment a heart? Did you pin a comment? And I know a lot of YouTubers will leave their own comment. And I get that. And I've done it a couple of times. But somehow, because of my blogging background, that feels lame. It kind of feels sad. Like, you have no comments. You have to comment on your own thing. But, I understand. It's a strategy. Y'all know me. I'm different. Sometimes I say, don't do as I say or as I do. Just do as I say. And I recommend that you guys leave a comment on your own video. But me personally, I've only done it a couple times. And both times I did it, I felt like, oh, that is so corny. We have to come back to leave comments, though, right? Yes, you have to come back, but you could come back 2 days from now, or you could while you're multitasking, you can be leaving comments on some of my other videos that you've watched already that are sitting there commentless or comment littled. I'm not seeing an option while you're live. Right. When you're live, that is definitely a downside of YouTube Live. And I'm not understanding why they did it that way. When you're live, you can only talk into the chat. As soon as the video is over, that's when the comment section comes up. And some people are actually disabling comments, which I can't for the life of me understand that. But, you know, I disabled comments on one of my blogs. Now, I'll let y'all guess why I did that. Ruth said, I will now make a point to leave comments when I watch live. Oh, thank you, Ruth. And then Tish said, amen, amen. I'm not sure what I did to get to amen, but thank you, Tish. I'll take it, honey. Yeah, make it nice and big, too. Comment deficient. Yeah, you know, it's just, well, I saw one of my blogging friends post that he had 25,000 comments on his blog. And I know he hasn't been blogging as long. I mean, he didn't start blogging. In fact, I'm one of his blogging mentors. In fact, I'll give him a shout out. His name is Einstein Muti. And he's a blogger, but he's also into cryptocurrency and all that good stuff. And he's an excellent writer. And 25,000 comments is a lot of comments. But seriously, I got about 40-some thousand comments on my blog. You know, but back in the day, that was the thing. That was just, you know, we didn't have YouTube Live. We didn't have Facebook Live. And that's how you connected with other bloggers. You just left comments. And you left good, valuable comments. Everybody knew that you had to leave valuable comments. Why all these spam farms came on the scene, leaving these spammy comments, I don't understand it. Like, you know, I know most of it is automated, but why would you even waste your time building that kind of an automation? It just, I don't know, it's just a turnoff. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the Elgato Stream Deck and your girl, Miss Ileane, are so glad that you joined us today. So thank you so much. And like I said, you can always tweet me on Twitter or leave me a voicemail. Let's see if I have a link for my voicemail. Yep, Ileane.link/voicemail. Or see, this is the beauty of EcammLive, right? Or if you want to leave me in fact, I got a question about a contact page today. Our friend Friar Wade was asking about contact pages and on WordPress. And honey, I stopped using those contact pages on WordPress because there's another place that you get a lot of spam. So since I'm a podcaster and I know that I have a contact page on Libsyn, you know, that I pay for, I thought, why not put that to use? And so let me just show you. I'm going to bring it up just to show you what it looks like, even though it actually gives a not secure warning. I'm almost positive that's just because I need to update my shirt link and make it an S. Should definitely work. Yeah. So used to use Contact Form 7 and all these other various plugins. Let me close some things out. Matter of fact, I can close out Photoshop before I screen share that, okay? It's worth having Libsyn just for this, just to have this contact page. And it's, you know, it's a nice, well-branded contact page. I get a chance to put my tweets there on the side. And, you know, of course, people can easily go over to my podcast, but this is just for the purpose of having a contact page. And there's a reCAPTCHA on there. You know, back when I was in the thick of my blogging days, having a CAPTCHA on the page was like one of the worst things ever. But hey, You got to change with the times. And when you find yourself spending hours and hours deleting spam comments, or you've got all this mail in your mailbox that's from just junk, then that's when you say, you know what? Put up that captcha, whatever, I don't care. Whatever y'all do to keep me from pulling out my hair, because it's Super Cute Saturday, by the way. And yeah. Oh, so really quickly, let me show you how I update that link, because I mentioned that it did say not secure at first. So let me show you. Let me show you that first. It's more productivity. Here come that ice cream man. Here he come. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's someone else came in the room. Oh, I will just call you Gioma. Gioma. Is that an I? You have the same first initial as me. Cheers, Ileane. Love the vibe. Hey. I love your vibe too, because you had the sweetest smile. Thank you for joining us today. And Ruth says, I use Libsyn. I didn't know about the contact page. Oh, all right. Let's look at that, because this may be something that, as a YouTuber, it's easy for you to just migrate. You don't have to have an audio podcast. You can have a video podcast. You guys know that, right? Yeah, it takes more storage. But, I think I pay $20 a month. And if I wanted to, I could, by me having this weekly video. I don't think I would run out of space with a weekly video, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Anywho, for those of you who are podcasters, and if you are using Libsyn, let's take a look. All right, so here it says not secure up at the top. Let's try to bring that down a little so you can see the not secure warning there. That's because I used that rebranded link over in Rebrandly, which we're going to go in there and change it right now. And Rebrandly now has said that, whenever I use a Rebrandly link, I can add the security. So it's HTTPS. So I'm going to look for contact. Okay. Ileane.link/contact. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit this. And I'm going to edit it right here. Back in the day, Rebrandly used to be connected with Bitly, and that's why you see a Bitly link there. S. Wait, I got to go over here and grab the link. But I got the S there. Let's see. Hopefully, we just get rid of that extra HTTP. And now save it. So now whenever somebody clicks on that link, they will not go to a not secure page. So it was good that I checked that, because I didn't know that. Now, let me make sure that my before I do that, I'm not gonna look at the voicemail page. I think that was already fine with SpeakPipe. But just to go over this, because Ruth says she has it, and I know that Larry has it as well. With your Libsyn, you get this page. So it's going to be your podcast name, or the slug.libsyn.com. And you get to add a contact page, an about page, and I do believe there's another page you can add. And then you get to have the sidebar where you can add your Twitter, or you can add all of your archives so people can easily go into your archives. Okay, so this is a cool page for Libsyn. And this is also very helpful for somebody who doesn't want to set up another website. I know I'm someone who doesn't want to set up another website. Because with the website comes a bunch of spam and all this other stuff. And then now Google has us with the HTTPS, and they have us with, you got to make sure your site speed. I listen to some folks talking about SEO and all of what, page loading fast and all that stuff. And that doesn't make me want to go out and make sure all those things are right. That makes me want to say, you know what, I don't need WordPress. Because I get tired just thinking about all the stuff you got to do. Give me something simple like this that has the security in there already. It loads relatively quickly. It's lightweight. And, and if I wanted to load quicker, I would get rid of that Twitter sidebar widget, because that always slows things down, right? I would get rid of that. And also my friend James Critlin from over at Pod News says that we shouldn't give people all these different options. Like on this page, I have the option for Apple Podcasts, and I have Stitcher, and then I have Google. This is the old Google Play, that I should just have the one thing. Just have my Apple Podcasts or whatever. Maybe Apple and Google is what he suggested, actually. And, some people still use RSS feeds to subscribe to podcasts. Old school folks. I don't know that any of my folks are doing it, but it's there. If anything, I'll probably leave it there just for me so I can remember where my feed is. All right, you guys are getting quiet in the chat, or am I missing it? Hang on, let me just double check. Oh, yeah, the ice cream. Yes, the ice cream man cometh. I was supposed to go on earlier, but I wasted my time. Well, I shouldn't say I wasted my time. I spent a lot of time this morning listening and consuming other people's content when I should have just been making my own. Because none of those, what I was listening to, helped me with this video today. Because I was listening to podcasts about podcasting. And today, we talked about YouTube. So, I hope you guys are happy with that. And, Ruth, why don't I just take it a step further and just log in? Let's just take it a step further, because I don't mind spending the time for somebody who comes out, who supports, and who benefits and learns and puts into use what they learn. That's my main thing. All right, so where you find it is under the destinations. All right, because let me make sure you're looking at what I think you're looking at. Hold up. Okay, yes, this is my Libsyn dashboard, okay? So, under destinations, let's just go into edit or view existing. All right, so the one that you want, that I was showing you today, is the podcast page. Now it says new. It's old now, because that was over a year ago when it was new. All right, so let's see. How do I go into, okay, let's just go to edit. All right, so the pages that you can have are the blog, the contact page, and the about page, okay? And then widgets that you can have are the Twitter and the archive. So it's only those two. Let me see what happens if I try to add another widget. What are the other widgets that I can add? I can add a Facebook URL. And I can add a custom widget. So it's not just Twitter that I can add there in my archives, okay? Libsyn has a lot of destinations. Can be a little confusing, I know. And that's why I'm going through it. I don't want Ruth to go over there and be like, oh, darn, I still don't know where to find it. All right, so let me back up, guys. Because it is confusing. It definitely is confusing. I'm sitting here looking right at it, and I'm a little confused. All right, so here's the destinations. These are the ones that I have set up. I can add a new one, but I'm not going to. Because we're not going into all of that. The one that you're going to look for is the podcast page. And that's probably why it says new, and that just helps people probably distinguish what it is. But at some point, they migrated everybody over to that podcast page. They gave us fair warning that they were going to do that, but eventually what they did was they migrated everybody over to that podcast page. Let me come on screen a little bit here. And I do see that some more comments came in, but I need to make myself smaller first. WP Tonic, hey, how you doing? Can you give me some advice on which networks you should have your podcast on? Oh, you're not going to like my advice, but WP Tonic, hang on. Let me finish this little walkthrough for Ruth, and I will definitely get back and answer that question. All right, so let's just make sure we know how this works, okay? So you're going to go into Libsyn. You're going to go into your destinations, right? And we went into the podcast page, and then we go to edit. And this is where you upload your banner and all that good stuff. But what we were looking at were pages, okay? So, and then there's also settings. So I could choose a different layout, but I'm not going to, okay? We're not. And you can put Google Analytics on here, and Google. If this was your only website, you can put the Google Webmaster Tools in there, and you can put Google Analytics in there. Okay, Larry says, if it helps, the podcast page is the archive page for all the podcasts, like a blog page. Yes, I think that does help, Larry. Thank you. All right, so then you have the pages, and that's where that contact page comes in at. And in the contact page, you put the email in there, but the person doesn't see the email. Okay? This page can be created to help your audience find ways to connect with you. A contact form will display below this custom content. And I think the asterisk somewhere tells you that the person doesn't see the email. And it doesn't matter if they do or not. It's okay. It's fine. You should have a separate email. And honestly, that little reCAPTCHA thing on there prevents spam. I've only had one spammy contact since I started using this page here. And so then you can put whatever you want to put on here. Complete the form below or click here to leave a voicemail. So I give the person an option to leave me a voicemail. Okay? And this is what the page looks like. All right? And then they have to put in their name, email, and subject line. And I'm pretty sure, these are all required fields. And I am pretty sure that they do not see your email. Because, they won't get an email unless you respond to them via email. And then when it comes into your inbox, it comes from notifications. So now I'm going to answer WP Tonics. And by the way, thank you so much for coming over, WP Tonic. It's been ages since we've chatted. And I would recommend, if you're somebody who wants to be in a whole bunch of platforms, I recommend you go on Anchor, because Anchor puts them all out there for you. You ain't got to lift a finger. I mean, you got to press play and record your podcast. But that's what I recommend. And I know people won't agree with that. And they say, oh my God, you recommended Anchor? Yep. Because I ain't have to worry about applying to get in Spotify. I didn't have to submit to Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts or Radio Public. I ain't have to do none of that. Anchor did it all. So, there you go. If you got another host out there that does that, which I can tell you right now, you don't. But, because I tried them all. But if you find another one, because, new ones pop up overnight. You go to sleep, wake up, it's a new podcasting host. Because like I heard this yesterday, Transistor FM. Just where'd they come from? Do we need another podcasting host? I don't know. They're not free. So what do we need them for? I don't know. But there's a new host called Transistor FM. Is it worth it to go over there? I don't know. I can't keep up. But, just try to get your show in everywhere. Now, the controversy or the conversation that's being had is if it gets confusing that you give listeners so many options. And that you can only find out from getting feedback from your audience. I mean, one of the fella that was being interviewed on the new media show today, he's a radio guy, and he said that was one of the things that confused him. He wasn't exactly sure how to subscribe to the podcast because there were so many options there. He didn't know which one he needed to choose. He's a radio guy. So, you might think, oh, God, give these big buttons there. But if you see 8 big buttons and you never subscribed to a podcast before, you're like, I don't know what button I'm supposed to be pushing. Right? So you got to know your audience. And if you ever get feedback from them, this is why being on a live stream is so important, because here's somebody, Ruth, who has been a content creator for ages. I don't know how long she's been a Libsyn customer, but I would imagine it's been a while. And here she didn't know that we had that contact page. And that question came up only because Friar Wade was asking me about a plugin. And I'm like, I don't use WordPress plugins for that no more. I stopped doing that. No more WordPress plugins for me because they break and they let spammers in. So really quickly, just let me show you. Transistor FM is podcast hosting and analytics. We help you grow your audience. Does podcasting need another host? I don't know. Will people sign up for this? Sure, because that'll be the first host they'll hear about is Transistor FM. And they'll sign up. And it's like, okay, whatever. I like to use Libsyn and I like to use Spreaker, but I will use me some Anchor. I listened to quite a lot of iTunes podcasts last evening, all kinds. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Okay, yep. All right, so WP Tonic, I hope that is helpful for you. According to the guy from Pod News. Now, see, this is another thing we got to remember. Is your audience international or U.S.? Because if you got an international audience, you definitely, in fact, I need to go in here and change this right now. You definitely want to get rid of this Google Play link because Google Play is only for U.S. And I think it may be work in Canada. I'm not sure. U.S. and something else. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be using Google Play anymore. Everybody's going to be using Google Podcasts, right? So why do I even need to have that link there? I just got to figure out how to get rid of it. You have to upgrade plugins when a developer makes an upgrade because it could be a security patch. That's why I don't have it. I don't ever have to upgrade it because I got rid of it. I deleted Contact Page 7 a long time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, definitely, though. I agree with you 100%, Ruth. You definitely have to keep that stuff upgraded. And if you're a person who's really busy, you don't have time to be logging in and making sure your plugins are all updated. And I know a lot of people, someone who's near and dear to my heart. You might be able to guess who's near and dear to my heart. And every time I log into her dashboard, she's got outdated plugins. And most of them are freemium or premium. And I don't have the licenses to go in and go ahead and update it. And then when I tell this lovely person to update them, she says, I ain't got time for that. And I'm like, oh, what do you want me to do? I can't sweat it. I barely want to update my own stuff. Anchor doesn't work for me as I don't want them owning my content. Yes, I understand that. And absolutely, there's a lot of confusion about the Anchor terms of service. And I'm not sure if you were here when I went through it. And actually, I did a Facebook Live about that yesterday, that people are confused. Anchor clearly states in their terms of service that you own your content. And that's a really long story. But if you want, you can watch that video, The Myths About Anchor, and that's the last thing you have to worry about. Anchor is a creator-first platform, and I truly believe that. I I truly believe it. Now, other people may not believe it. I mean, we've been down the road before with platforms that lie to you, lie to your face, right? So, I mean, I'm not taking it to the bank. I'm just saying what I feel. I feel that, but they don't have no reason to want to take people's content. But, if anybody want to take your content, it's this one right here. Facebook. Y'all think I'm lying, right? They let us get all those followers and then on our pages, and then they shut everything off like, oh, no, you got to pay us if you want to reach them followers. We know you paid to build the followers to begin with because you was buying ads just to get more followers or fans or whatever they want to call them, likes. And now you got to pay again because you thought we was going to let them people keep seeing y'all content? Wrong. All right, so here I'll give you that link. 5 myths about using Anchor. Just got to make sure I grab the right link. And they make it oh so hard. Why is it so hard for me to find a link? There it is. It's published at 6:05 a.m. Yeah, and I kind of let the old boys have a piece of my mind today on the new media show because I didn't like what they did. But, I still have a ton of respect for people that have been my mentors in the podcasting space and all that. But, I was there, and never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I said what I had to say to them, and I don't want it to make it seem like I'm talking behind somebody's back. So, because I could go off on that one. All right, so there you go. Yeah, podcasting myths, and I put the Anchor logo in there, and that's one that I reproduced that Brianna made for me, and I just wanted to really quickly get one up there because I was listening to the Podcasters Roundtable, and they were saying some things on that show about Anchor, and I was like, no, they didn't hear it right. I was there. I sat in the front. I didn't sit in the back. I sat in the front. And it was not crowded. Anchor's session at Podcast Movement was not crowded at all. Like Todd Cochran, he packed the house. As a matter of fact, I had to get out of there. It was too many people. It was just too many people in there. They needed a bigger room for him. He definitely needed a bigger room. And his presentation was good. I heard about 3/4 of it. But after a while, I was just like, okay, I know all the stuff anyway because I listen to his podcast every week. All right. And so she'll revisit the Anchor and go read the terms of service. And Pat says, when I'm driving around, sometimes I don't want to listen to the radio or my same old CDs. I recently bought a Bluetooth speaker and started to look for podcasts on my cell phone to listen to. Well, since I know you have iPhone, I highly, highly recommend the Overcast app for podcasting, for listening to podcasts. Okay, so let me undo some things because I want to definitely, now that I know that you're listening to podcasts, Pat, I'm so happy to hear that. So I'm going to do a different kind of a screen share for you guys now because I want you to see the Overcast app. And it's one of my favorites. I find it to be very, very easy to listen on Overcast. Okay, so this is the Overcast app. Oh, right now, you see at the very top, it's downloading some media because that show that I've been talking about watching live, they also turn it into an audio podcast, and so now it's being uploaded. All right, well, it's done now. But you can add a new podcast by just clicking on the plus button. And then let's just say, I know that I'm just putting in North Carolina. I know you have other interests, Pat, but I just want to see what happens. When I put that in, the North Carolina the Long Dance podcast, I don't think you would be interested in that. But I see North Carolina Zen Center for some reason. That sounds like something that I think you might be interested in. I don't know. You have to go and listen to it. North Carolina Recovery. Okay, so like I said, I know Pat. I know you have other interests, but yes, Overcast, and you can listen to these episodes on the web as well. So you don't just have to have the app. So, in fact, what I did was I set up a playlist, a daily playlist. So that just means all the podcasts that I subscribe to, whenever they come out to a new episode, I can just tap on that, and then I can see who all came out with a new episode, right? Okay, so I think Pat Flynn had a really good episode the other day. Okay, so Pat Flynn had an episode that I think is really good, worth sharing, okay? So I can listen to it, or I can start, or I can save it. But let's just click on that little that info button right next to it, okay? So this is where I could read the show notes and all of that. And then if I wanted to go ahead and share it, I would just tap that, share it out on Twitter, or actually what I would do is I would actually put it into Buffer. But you see that the AirDrop opened up, so I can open it up on my Mac so you can see what that page looks like.
In the online business space, Pat, this happens all the time. What happens is...
And so, yeah, so now you get to see what it looks like when you're listening to it on the web. Okay, so that's an app that I recommend for those of you who are on iPhones. If you're not on an iPhone, you probably want to just check out Google Podcasts. Just go to the Google search if you're on Android and just search for podcasts. Now, when I was at Podcast Movement, I had a few people search for my podcast. They just went on their Google Chrome search, right? You don't have to open up an app. They just went to the Google Chrome search and they just typed in my name and my Anchor podcast and my Miss Ileane Speaks podcast came up. And that was different people that were asking me, how do I subscribe to your podcast? Or what's your podcast? And I looked and I was like, oh, you got an Android? And I asked them to type it in, and that's what they got. They got the Anchor Show and Miss Ileane Speaks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I was saying goodbye about a half an hour ago, but I just love y'all so much. And as long as y'all have these good questions, they sent me email recommended that I push the show to Spotify. Okay, yeah, but as you see on Anchor, that show is already on Spotify, and I didn't have to push a button. You understand? This is what is different and why Anchor is disrupting the space. Now, who knows? They might disappear in the middle of the night like Blab, right? Because I know all y'all here were on Blab, okay? Even WP Tonic, right? Who knows? But I just know I never had to worry about my podcast getting into Spotify. They sent me an email and said, hey, you in Spotify? Spreaker, I got to send them an email. Libsyn, I got to send them an email. Then I got to wait to hear back. I ain't have to do none of that with Anchor. That's all I know. That's all I know, okay? Mona, you still there? Oh, thank you, Mona. Mona, you must have been multitasking too. Okay, and excellent. So I can search by topic. Nice. Yes, you can. And in closing, oh, wait a minute. I almost missed these hashtags. Ileane Speaks and Ileane is correct. You brought back an old hashtag. The Ileane is correct. Thank you, Tish. Oh, here comes Mr. Rodney, too. So I'm concerned about running out of space on my phone. Hi, Rod. I'm getting ready to close off. The podcasts aren't downloaded, are they? I really want it simply listen. There's a setting in there where you can say, after I listen to it, get rid of it. Or you can just delete it. So it's not going to, it won't get to that point. And if it does, then you just have to go in there and delete your podcast. But I've never had that problem. Now I may have more space on my phone than you do, but I don't even hear people complaining about that. Okay. All right. She needs to hire a WordPress support and maintenance company. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. And I will definitely, Ileane is always correct. And I will see you guys next weekend. Can we make an appointment? It'll probably be Sunday, though, because next Saturday, we got some events going on over at Better Than Success. So it might be Sunday. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, guys. Oh, and I can use my Elgato Stream Deck, even though I don't have to. But if I can, all I have to do, oops, I almost forgot one thing. I forgot to put up my end screen. And make sure you subscribe and check out more great videos here on the channel. Thank you so much. Peace.